These are the 3 rules that I follow for year-round fitness. And there's one thing in summer that I used to do that I definitely don't do anymore because it does affect your fitness for the rest of the year. And I see so many other people doing this. Right now, or pretty much any day of the year, I'd be able to do any climb because I love climbing and endurance. And I feel like any day of the year, I'd be able to go out and pretty much do any distance or any climb that I would want to do. It's not me being arrogant. That's just from following these 3 things. So I think hopefully it will help you as well. Little side note, yes, I would be able to go out and do any climb or pretty much any distance. However, how comfortable or how quick I would be able to do it is a different matter, depending on how much training I'd been able to put into it. But yes, on the whole, because of following these 3 rules, I would be able to go out and do any climb, pretty much any distance, any day of the year. Unless it's cold, because I hate the cold, but that's more to do with me being a wimp rather than to do with fitness. Okay, back to the video. First main rule, and this is probably the most important, and it's consistent training. This doesn't need to be really intense. It doesn't need to be like 10, 15 hours. I know a lot of you are like, oh, well, this is your job. You've got time to do that. No. I'm quite lazy when it comes to training, especially in summer. Like, I don't really like doing it in summer, but I stick to it because I know it keeps my fitness going throughout the year. So yeah, just find a training plan that works for you. They're not expensive. You can find free ones on the internet. You can find them on Zwift. There's loads of different training plans on Zwift. There's also ones you can do if you've got like a Garmin. You can actually set them up in your head unit and then pair that to your turbo. So no excuse not to be following a training plan. And what I would say also for that is if you are following a training plan for a specific event, so obviously it will ramp up right before your event, make sure you take time off after the event just so that you don't burn out. Because this is the thing, you just want to be able to do it consistently throughout the whole year. And this is the main thing that people do, and I've done it in the past, is you do all this training in winter to be like, I'm gonna get really fit for summer. Summer comes and then you just kind of like drop off doing any training, and then you just drop so low that actually then trying to start training again in winter just feels so hard because you've not kept that bit of training up in summer. So make sure you just keep up some kind of consistency with your training in summer. I've got actually a thing on my Zwift screen that says, it's like a little postcard that I've printed out, and it says consistency is more important than perfection. So remember that, keep the training consistent throughout the year. The second rule is ride what you want to be good at. So for me, that is hill climbs, mountains, that's endurance. So when I'm riding, whether that's indoor or outdoor, I'm always riding those things because I feel like the more that you do them, so whether it's crits, whether that's TTs, whether it's hill climbs, the more you do them, the more your body adapts to being able to do those things. I know it sounds like pretty obvious, but it does work. And I think because I've had so many years of doing those things, my body now, like I say, any day of the year, it's just like, okay, I might feel a little bit rusty to start off with, but once you get into it, it's kind of like, okay, we're doing this again, are we? So it's just, I feel like it's like muscle memory, I guess. And that is so important. So yeah, train and do the things that you want to be good at. Also, this is the reason why I do a sub-hour Alp every month on Zwift. I'll leave a link to it if you want to. I've got an actual club on Zwift, so if you want to join that, feel free, I'll leave a link to it below. But yeah, even in summer, I'm doing that sub-hour Alp because I feel like putting that effort in every single month keeps that really good base of fitness if I ever just want to go out and, I don't know, go abroad and then do like an hour's climb, a tough outdoor climb that's an hour. So yeah, I like to keep that very consistent as well. I guess that goes back to consistent training, but yeah, ride and train for the things that you want to be good at. The third rule is to do with nutrition, and it is eating consistently throughout the whole year. Not just before, like, I guess the season starts, or not just before like a set event, because I see it so many times where people are trying to hit a certain weight for an event or before the start of the summer season. And people lose weight quickly, then the weight comes back on that quickly, because that's the problem when you are not losing weight healthily, just like very small amounts incrementally every week, just by eating cleaner. So that when you lose it fast, it just comes back on quicker, and then it just leads to that cycle, because obviously then people gain it back and like, oh, I need to lose it again. And then it just becomes harder, and then it becomes this cycle. And I think it's better just to try and keep it consistently throughout the whole year. Like the training, just, it sounds really boring, but just try and be good to yourself the whole year. I'm not saying that you have to be perfect the whole year. I am 100% not perfect. But I've found that by just trying to not get obsessed with weight or try and lose it, like my weight is pretty much the same all year. I don't actively try and lose it or gain it. I'm just, yeah, the same way. And so don't be harsh on yourself, and don't fall into the trap basically of trying to crash diet before a certain event. Be kind to yourself, because it only comes back and makes it worse. So just be consistent. And also, like, when you've gained weight after you've lost it, it just feels so demotivating to get back on the bike, because then it just feels really harder to climb up hills. Yeah, so just don't do it. Just be kind to yourself, be consistent. I think that's the take home from this, is just be consistent. If you've got any tips that help you stay fit throughout the whole year, or if there's anything that you think that I've missed, leave it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you all next video. I'm actually going to do, I've got an hour and 15 to do on Zwift. And I've got to do what I say, because I really don't want to do it. Because all I want to do in summer is exactly what I said not to do. I just want to go out and just poodle around on my bike. And you can do that. But if you are wanting to be fit and feel fit all year, I've got to go and put the effort in on Zwift. All my excuses, I basically tidy everything up. I clean everything. I'm like, oh, I'll just do this. I'm like, I'll just do this video before I do it. Okay, I'm going to get on Zwift now. Okay. Check on Strava if I did. You can keep me accountable for it. All right, I'll see you next video.